Ain't another woman that can take your spotlight. If I wrote you a symphony, just to say how much you mean to me, what would you do? If I told you you were beautiful, would you date me on the regular? Tell me, would you? Well, baby, I've been around the world.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute, but it's okay. We're just gonna jump straight into it like I never left, okay? So I make a really good Tuscan salmon pasta that everyone loves. Everyone that has ever tried it always tells me how good it is. So we're gonna break it down for you guys today so that you guys can make it at home. I'm telling you, make it for your baby mama, your baby daddy. I swear to you, like they gonna take you back after you make this pasta for them. It is garlicky, cheesy. It has sun-dried tomatoes in it, and when I tell you, it's just fantastic. So let's jump into it. First things first, you're going to see me dry off my salmon. I did rinse it off. Now, I get my salmon from Kroger's just because I feel like they have the best salmon, and it's fresh. I also get them to skin it for me because I ain't nobody got time to be doing all that, okay? All you got to do is ask them and they'll skin it for you right there at the deli or at the meat department or whatever. So I'm just basically drying it off to get it prepped for my seasoning or whatever so that my seasoning will actually stick to my salmon. Once you get your salmon all dried up, we're going to definitely season it. Let me tell you something. I'm not cooking nothing without one of my seasonings or my sauces, okay? So my all-purpose seasoning goes great on everything, from vegetables to pasta to meat to whatever. I'm telling you, like, my all-purpose seasoning is literally all-purpose. That's why I named it No Limits, because it truly has no limits. So I'm going to make sure that I sprinkle it on the front and the back of my salmon, just to make sure that it's very good and flavorful and has a lot of taste to it, because don't nobody want no bland salmon, okay? So yeah, we're just gonna season it up really good, front, back, front, back, front to back, front to back. That's how ladies are supposed to. Never mind. All right, so yeah, front to back. After that, I'm gonna season it with the Weber's garlic parmesan. So this is one of my favorite seasonings outside of my own. It has a really good flavor, so I'm not no hater. If you got a good seasoning, I'm gonna buy it. I don't care if it's not mine. So we're gonna coat it really well with the garlic parmesan, front to back, front to back, front to back, just like we did my No Limits all-purpose seasoning. We want to make sure that we get that really good and saturated, because again, we want that salmon to have a really good taste. From there, we're just gonna rub it in. We're gonna, kind of make love to our salmon. We're just gonna, caress it and talk to it. I'm just playing, but yeah, we're gonna rub it into our salmon really good. Now you're going to want to heat up your skillet and get you some olive oil and butter. So we're going to put that in our skillet. Try not to get it too hot because, butter burns really easily. So after that, we're going to add our salmon, and you can cook as many slices as you want. I just did 3 or whatever, and you're going to want to make sure that you get them perfectly cooked all the way throughout or whatever, and make sure that you get it very good and brown. So as you see, it looks like it's a little bit burnt, but I promise you it's not. Look at that. Amazing. After you get your salmon well cooked, you're going to set it to the side, and in that same pan, you're going to mix you in some basil and garlic. I like to use the paste, but you can use fresh if you like. I just think the paste is easier and quicker to do. So you're going to mix that in with some butter and some olive oil. Again, this is the same pan or whatever. You're just going to mix that in really good. I'm not really sure what this is technically called, but yeah, we're just going to mix this all up or whatever, and we're going to start making our pasta sauce. So mix that up really well together. From here, we're going to add us in some vegetable broth. Depending on how thick you want it, it's going to depend on how much vegetable broth you're going to add. We know I do not measure, so wing it, okay? You're going to get you some sun-dried tomatoes, and we're going to add that to this broth or whatever. So you're going to want to cook this until they become tender. This is not actually my favorite brand of sun-dried tomatoes, but it'll work because the one that I actually like has been sold out at Kroger's for a little while now. So you're just going to mix it all in, and look at how beautiful that color looks. If you don't like tomatoes, you don't have to add it, but when I tell you, it gives the pasta such an amazing flavor or whatever, and I love it. Other people tend to like it as well, so to each his own, okay? Do what you want to do as far as that. Now, once your tomatoes have cooked a little bit, we're going to add in some baby spinach. You can add as little or as much as you like. I personally love spinach, so I'm going to add quite a bit. So we're going to add that in there, and you want your spinach to become tender just like your tomatoes, and you want it to wither away. So add that in there, and then you're going to mix it all up together, and we're going to let that cook for a while. Now, while we're waiting on our spinach and tomatoes to become very tender, we're going to get our noodles together. Now, you can use whatever type of noodles you want it, but I'm using panini, child, okay? So I'm going to get together some butter, and you're going to want to make sure that the water is boiling. Mine is hot, it's just not boiling, but yeah, you definitely want it to boil. So I'm going to get together some butter, some virgin olive oil, and some sea salt. So this is what I boil my noodles in. Again, you can use linguine, you can use fettuccine, you can use whatever type of noodles you want, but I just used panini for this particular one because I feel like it's easier to transport into the other pan with the panini. So yeah, we're gonna let that cook for probably about 7 minutes. Now, you do not want your noodles to cook all the way through, just because it's gonna cook in your pasta sauce. So you just want it to get soft. So look at that. Doesn't that look just like, I don't even know, but it looks amazing. So as you see, our spinach has withered. Our tomatoes are very soft now. And just the color just looks amazing, okay? Like, get into all of that. So now that that has cooked, we're going to move on into adding our heavy whipping cream. Now, you can use whatever kind you like, but I like Lana Lakes. So I'm going to add that to my broth or whatever, because again, we are making our pasta sauce at this moment. So we're going to stir that in or add it to our broth. Then we're going to eventually stir it all together. Now, again, I don't measure, y'all. I'm sorry. It's just not me. But anyways, so you're going to add you some white cooking wine. You can use whatever type of wine that you want, but seeing that I do not drink, I just got some cheap cooking wine or whatever, and it'll do just fine. So now it's time to season our pasta sauce. We got the Italian seasoning. We got the Weber Parmesan that we actually seasoned our salmon with. And then we also have my Damn Jam No Limits. You also want to make sure that you add in some fresh pepper, or I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the fresh cracked pepper. You can use whatever. And then after that starts to boil, we're going to add in some Parmesan cheese. Now, this is the brand that I use, but you can use whatever kind you want. And this is also shredded. So we're going to add that to our pasta sauce. Look at that. Like, it's coming along beautiful. So now it's about to start getting thick. That cheese and that heavy whipping cream is about to make it very, very creamy. So now it's time to add in these pasta noodles. As you can see, they're not all the way cooked because what did I say? We're not going to all the way cook it because it's going to cook in our pasta sauce. So add all of that to your pasta sauce or whatever. And mind you, our salmon is still sitting over to the side. We're going to add that back in just a minute. Boom, look at that. We're adding it back in. So one of my salmons actually broke, but it's okay. We're just going to ignore that. It's still going to be perfectly fine. Anyways, so I like to drizzle over my salmon, my actual pasta sauce. It's just something I like to do or whatever, but you don't have to do that. So drizzle it all over and just, kind of help it get a little bit more flavor on the top and make it creamy. Look at that. Looks gorgeous. If you don't think that looks good, then child, is you, baby. Anyways. Now, if you're a person that loves cheese, you can add some fresh grated Parmesan cheese on top, which is what I did here. And then you can cover it and let it melt on top of your salmon. Delicious. We're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees and get us a cooking tray. And we're going to work on this garlic bread, homemade garlic bread. So I got some French bread from Kroger's. It was already cut, so I didn't have to do all of that. And then I got me some butter, some kosher salt. I'm sorry, it's kind of going slow here. And some garlic powder. Oh, also, and some minced garlic. So you're going to mix all of that into your butter, and then you're going to coat each side of your bread with that. Then I took some Parmesan, some of that same shredded Parmesan, and I put it on top. Now, I know that's a lot of parsley. That was an accident. It fell out of the doggone container. And then on top of that, you're going to add some more Parmesan. That is the grated Parmesan. You're going to put that in the oven for about 10 minutes. So while that is cooking, I added some fresh Italian parsley on top. We all know parsley ain't nothing but decoration for our food. But anyways, so here's the final outcome. As you can see, that pasta sauce has cooked the noodles all the way down like they need to be. The Parmesan on top of the salmon has cooked, and that is what our fresh garlic bread looks like. I only cooked the garlic bread for about 10 minutes because I didn't want it to be super hard, and I didn't want it to burn, so it doesn't take much time. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to try to bring you guys a cooking video at least each week. When I tell you this is one of my favorite meals to make, you can actually make this in 20 minutes. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also comment. And until next time, loves. Bye.